Skywars is a minigame on the Minecraft Hypixel server. In it, you fight to the death to see who the last man standing is, and this is like the loading area right here. So there are multiple game modes for Skywars. There's solo, doubles, ranked, mega doubles, laboratory, and duels. So duels is just 1v1. Solo is just like 12 players, free for all. And then doubles, I'm not sure how many players it is, but you're with one other teammate. Now there's solo normal and solo insane. Solo insane means all the chests just have better stuff in them and everything is a lot more stacked. I personally prefer normal mode because it's I don't know, it seems more level. Yeah, because there are like some crazy things that you can get in that mode, and it's just more fair in normal mode. This is a Skywars map. There are lots of different Skywars map, and they all are similar but different. Now, this is where you spawn in. It's called your island. And on your island, you have 3 chests with basic materials in them. You can get swords, armor, and golden apples. Golden apples are items that you can eat to regain your health. Now, there's some more armor in there, but I don't need that armor right now. Then I can also get projectiles and more apples. Now, in Skywars, there are swords, and they're used for hitting people, clearly. Then there are things called projectiles. Now, one of these projectiles is an egg, and it can be thrown, and if it hits a player, it'll push them back a little bit. Now, these are good for if someone is bridging, and I'll demonstrate bridging right now. Bridging from one island to another. So you have to bridge over to get to this island. And they're good for knocking people off then. And there's also things called... I didn't get any. There's things called fishing rods, and they're similar to eggs because they can like be thrown, not really thrown. They're shoved a distance, and then it can knock people. Now, there are also things called bows, and you can obviously shoot the bow, and it'll hit the player. It will do damage, and it'll knock them back a bit. Eggs do not do any damage, by the way, and projectiles do not do any damage. Now there's eggs and there's snowballs, and they're basically the same thing. Now there's also armor and swords. Now there are stone swords, and this is a sharpness stone sword, which means it's a little bit stronger than a normal stone sword. So what is the worst? Stone is better. Gold is the same as stone. Iron is better than both gold and stone, and then diamond is the best. So I have an iron sword, so that's pretty good. And then there's also armor. Leather armor is the worst armor, and this guy thinks he can come fight me. Gold armor is better, so is chainmail. And then what's even better than that is iron armor, and then what's better than that is diamond armor. Sorry, I was distracted for a moment there. And then what else can we talk about? There are other items like bottles of enchanting. Now, if you throw these at yourself, you can see that my experience bar goes up. That means I can enchant my swords and armor and bows in order to make them better. Now, if the item already has enchanting on it, like this one, it cannot be enchanted. And items can only be enchanted from a enchantment table, which is normally a mid. You see, it's right there, that red blue thing. Now, that was just a chest refill event. And a chest refill event is when all the chests in the map are refilled. So you can come back in here, and normally they're refilled with better items than before. So I'll take this. Here's a water bucket. Now, a water bucket is used for can be used for a couple of things. Main thing it's used for is clutching. So you see, I placed it right before I fell down so that I took no damage. And then there's more. Oh, this is the fishing rod that I wanted to show you. So a fishing rod can be done like that, and then if that like red bobber thing hits someone, it knocks them back a bit. And so I'll put that back there. Okay, here's a compass. This shows you where the closest player to you is. Now, as you can see, they're to the left of me. And so you can tell by their gamer tag down there, they're down there. This is a lava bucket. A lava bucket is used a lot of times in order to get a player. So if a player is running towards you, you place a lava bucket in front of them. They run into the lava, and then they take a lot of damage, and it's hard for them to move. Now, what else is there? Oh, this is a... Oh, where did he... Oh, he must have teleported the player. So, that was a... that was a mob. And now, you can get mob eggs at mid, and then the mob eggs, what they do is they spawn in a mob. And that one is a blaze. There's a skeleton, which is just a guy with a bow. As you can see, this was refill event number 3. That means, I think it was actually number 2. So that means every single chest has ender pearls in it, which is a really good thing for me right now. Oh, you see, those are the mobs that I was talking about. Okay, now this guy is slightly spooky to me. So my best bet is to knock him off. Except I don't think that's going to happen because everything was attacking me. That's okay. So in Skywars, there are kits. And kits are basically just a set thing of what you start the game with. So there's armor, which starts you with gold chestplate, gold leggings, and gold boots. So then you basically start the game with armor, and yeah, and then they just tell you what you start with. Like this one, you start with an iron helmet and a wooden sword with knockback. And then there's just a lot of different kits, and they're pretty nice. Now let's talk about perks. Now perks are a little bit more complicated. Perks are basically what I don't know. They're boosts that you get in the game, and yeah. So let's look at this one, for example. Bulldozer 5. Enemy kills give you strength 1 for 5 seconds. Now this is also referred to as strength. It's nicknamed strength. So basically, when you kill a player, you get stronger for 5 seconds. So that means, like, if you kill someone and you're low on health, then someone can't just come in and easily kill you because you do a lot more damage. And so you can take them out in like 2 hits. And that's basically what that is. And then there's a lot more like revenge, 5% chance to spawn a spider when you die. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, honestly. Alright, so this game is a corrupt game. That means that players drop heads, and heads are special items that you can use to buy special classes, or I mean kits in in the shop. And yeah, so that means in these games a lot more people try hard to get those heads because not every single game is a corrupt game. And yeah, all right. So as you can see, because I went to mid, I got a lot of good stuff. I got enchanted armor, and I got this power 1 bow, which are all good things. Now I was able to shoot that guy off because I had my bow, which is nice. I don't really know what else to explain about Skywars. It's a fun game, and I recommend playing it. It's a little bit complicated, but not as complicated as Bed Wars, at least.